Hello, my name is Elsie Godwin. Wiki Loves Earth is an annual international photography competition held throughout the months of May and June. Participants take pictures of local national heritage in their countries and upload them to Wikimedia Commons, a sister project of Wikipedia. Nigeria is one of the 35 countries participating in this competition. Participants compete for prizes on the local level, which depends on the country. Here in Nigeria, the winners will go home with 250,000 naira. That's for the first person. Second place gets 150,000 naira, and the third person will get 100,000 naira. And of course, there are other smaller gifts. Joining me on the program today is Ayokanmi Oyeyemi. He is an award-winning photographer from Lagos, Nigeria, whose photography works have been featured in so many journals and editorial across the country, and winners of various photography contests. He's currently the head of photography for Wikimedia Nigeria and coordinator of the jury for Wiki Loves Earth Nigeria 2019. He was a member of the 8-man International Wiki Loves Earth jury in 2018 and member of the Wiki Loves Africa 2019 jury. He uses photography to tell the untold story of Africa. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, also joining us, we have Mr. Wright Olawale, a trained marketer come professional photographer whose passion lies in documentary images. With over 17 years practical experience in photography, he is the creative director of Omo Eco Media, Voice of Eco, and I Believe in Lagos. He's currently the Secretary General of the Lagos State Professional Photographers Association of Nigeria. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you for
Okay,
having me.
before we start looking at these pictures that we have so far, I mean, the last time I checked, I think we have close to 800
Images.
pictures submitted. We'll be taking a look at them one after the other. But for you, Mr. Wright, how has the journey been for you, especially with photography and this part of the world?
Photography for me is the way of life. That's what pays my bills. And I had to quit other jobs to venture into professional photography. And being a documentary photographer, we are using our images to change the narratives of Nigeria to the world. We tell stories using our images. Everyday life of the people and places, and it's been a nice experience so far.
How about you?
Yeah, photography is a way of life, really, because every day we come about pictures that tell stories. Every day, whether you're a photographer or not. So photography is like a way of life. So the only thing that just differentiates me probably from everybody is just, okay, I've taken that steps to actually make it much more professional. And so for me, photography is an everyday thing for me. Like, I go everywhere with my camera because the idea is to change the narratives about Nigeria and Africa through my pictures, through my collections. And that's what I've done over the last few years with various exhibitions outside the country, trying to tell the untold story about Nigeria, trying to tell the world that Nigeria is not as bad as it seems. Nigeria is not just all about insurgency. We have a lot of beautiful things about the country and Africa. So photography is a way of life, not just for photographers, for everybody. But the difference is that one chose to take it much more professional than the other.
You said you took steps to make it professional. For someone watching that actually wants to become a professional photographer, what are these steps?
Okay, I think the number one step is the passion, really, because it can be very frustrating, you know, when you're trying to do something because you love it, and at the times you're not getting the much needed support. So it could be frustrating. So the only thing that will keep you stable on it is a passion. So the first thing is a passion, is a desire. And then the next thing is now the technical area, like the eye for it. Yeah, because really, we might be here and I'm seeing something and someone else is not seeing that thing. So the eye for the pictures, the composition, and then you now go through series of trainings. Nobody is born with the bottle of talent. We all need to, even if you have talent, you have the skills, you still need to train yourself. Because over the last few years, I've gone to a lot of trainings, paid, unpaid, just because I need to sharpen on my skills better. So the first thing first is you need to have the passion. You need to now build the technical skills. You need to now build technical skill training. Camera is not the most important thing. Then the first thing is the passion, training, and then before you know it, you just say that, okay, you've gotten better, and then you can also, okay, let me now go and then capitalize on this or start something in it more professional.
So like you said, we're about to start analyzing the images, and I hope this will help those that are yet to submit, because I think there's still a window period of
Yes.
June 30th,
We have
right?
like about 5 days
To go. Okay, the first picture we have is a picture from Isa Dahiro. He describes this by saying, Konewa Ruwa Danlili Zafi. The picture depicts environmental degradation caused by droughts. Initially, the place was good, but it dried up, leaving behind this. Mainly migratory birds from different parts of the world gather here. Now, that is his description. And we have that. What does that picture say to you, Mr. Wright?
Oh yes, I like the elements, you know. Analyzing pictures like this, first I want to hear the writer's intent. Then I also want to know if he actually used the elements to tell the pictures. So I'll be looking at the elements composition-wise. I'll be looking at the white balance. I'll be looking at the focus. Then finally I'll be looking at the exposure. So these 4 elements in this picture are very complete. Looking at where he placed his tree, looking at that, I'd say he's using the rule of third. And the cracks in the soil, I mean, they are quite, the texture there, it's rich for me. So he has given me a complete story about the extent of damage or degradation of that area. So that's saying that something has not been done about this area, so it's killing the environment.
How would you rate this photo over 10?
Over 10, I would give this a 6.
Okay. I saw you nodding while he was talking. What do you think about the photo?
Okay, the photo is, for me, it's good. It's good. Beyond even just telling the woes of the earth, okay, degradation, there's still a beauty in it. There's still beauty in it. You could see the crack. You could see the way it leads to the tree. There's a beauty in it. The only challenge I just have about the picture when it comes to composition is the sky. The sky is a little bit whitewashed white. So I would have loved if the sky was actually exposed a little. But beyond whatever hazard that place is, it just shows beauty. It shows that fine. We may have a lot of challenges, you know, the earth, right? But there's still beauty in it. You could see the tree, the way it was well positioned, the rule of third. So for me, it still shows the beauty, even when you know, okay, this is actually hazardous in a way.
Talking about the skill, the sky, and photo editing, do you think he would be able to achieve what you wanted, or she, by editing the photos?
Okay, when it comes to that particular picture, you know, you can do the editing, really, but I think that's like another form of advance. You know, you need to now separate the sky, you know, do different layers. But I feel the best way the person could have come around it is while taking the pictures, and then you try to expose for the sky. The idea is that you want to still take the pictures of the tree, while with the earth, but there's a way you just try and expose for the sky as well, so you have the color of the sky. So when you take it to your post-production, you can be able to now increase for the other environments a little, while the sky is not lost. But the photographer there focus on the subject, which is the tree with the cracks. So forgetting the sky. So next time, just try and expose for the sky a little more, so you can have a complete image.
Okay, so the second image you're looking at is one from Emeka Precious Eze, I think aka Emeka Precious. Description says, as the sun sets at Nickel Lake, a flock of white birds enjoys nature's beauty before the golden sun resets. And that's the picture. So what do you think? Let's start with you, Olawale.
The picture for me is not as clear, so I'm trying to really dig deep into the artist's intentions. I can't see birds really, and but beyond that, I like it's more of a silhouette kind of picture. It's at sunset. I like the sun setting in, and well.
So you think the picture doesn't work with the description?
Maybe Ayo can attend to that.
Okay, Ayo.
Okay, anyway, you don't even have to be a photographer, really. When you look at these pictures, fine, you're not a photographer, you've never had a camera before. You like the picture. Oh, okay, yeah, this is different. This is different. But beyond just liking the picture, there are some composition elements that are important. Now, the picture, one of the things that makes the picture a little bit standard, I'll make one to, when you look at it, you want to look at it again. Okay, let me see what is the reflection. You can see the reflection of the rising sun. You can see the reflection also down. So that means there's a water there. So, you know, someone else would have just taken that pictures and just focus on the sunrise without the reflection. So for the artist or the photographer trying to compose for the rising sun and also the river that shows the reflection shows the person has an artistic mind. So for the birds, though, it would have been much more lovely. Probably just have some few birds flocking around the sky would have been nice, but for the description, that's another thing for people that are trying to.
Maybe there were birds there before he took the shots, though.
Yeah, maybe he wants to just keep the shot of what's in. Wow.
Maybe I'm seeing the picture clearer now based on his description.
Okay.
The person is trying to create what we call a symmetry, where you have what you have up, you have like an image duplicated.
Okay.
But I think he or she should have done better telling the story. Good concept, but
Yeah, right.
maybe the timing was not as perfect for me. Maybe the perspective, maybe.
Okay.
But it's still nice. It's
But
still,
it's still
nice.
nice.
Ayokanmi, you're rating this time over 10. What do you
Okay. I think I'll give the picture 6 over 10.
think? Okay, we still have 6. By the way, just know that this is not to say that you are going to win or you're going to lose. It's just us showcasing this picture and talking about photography in general. Okay, our next photo is from Shola Sly. His description is very simple. It says, Tiger Dam, Kano State. I don't know, I think this is beautiful. What do you think, Olawale?
Wow, now you're coming. Okay. Look at this image, for instance. See the lines there. See the horizon, very beautiful. The color, the usage of color, it's nice. See the hills. I mean the rocks. The person is telling nice story of the environment. So for me, it's a nice one. I give 7.
7.
Yes.
You didn't even wait for me to ask for the rating. Wow. Okay.
Okay, for the picture, it's beautiful anyway. Yeah, it's similar to the previous one, but this one is much more, it's a landscape. The other one was portrait, so this is landscape. Firstly, before I go to the composition, I also want to use the opportunity to tell everyone that might be uploading, that might still want to upload again. Please, when you're uploading your pictures, try and take out watermarks from it. Now, as a Wikipedian, watermarks on it takes some of the concentration away from the picture to the watermark. So try, like now this picture, because of this watermark, there might be some limitations to the use of the pictures. We already have digital watermarks. For all your pictures, there's a digital watermark on it. So you don't need to place physical watermark on it. So just for those that want to upload next time. So going to the composition of the pictures, the picture is beautiful. When you see it, it would take a while for someone to take it. This people was actually taking in Nigeria. Oh, Nigeria, you think probably it was somewhere, you know, this Eastern Africa that they have this best sunset. So it's nice, as my colleague had said, the symmetry is there, you have the reflection. But if I were the one, I would have loved to expose. For me, I could say there's a part of the rock that is much more, probably I would have loved to put the rising sun maybe somewhere at the edge and then obey a composition of a rule of third, just place it at the edge so I can expose a little bit for the downslope. But anyway, the pictures is still good.
Okay, and the next picture is for King Vix X. The description says this is an ancient structure at the entrance of the Osun-Osogbo Grove, believed to have been a shrine used by the Osun worshippers. So now we are going traditional. What do you think?
Something pops. The color.
Yeah.
Okay.
See the green and the brown. They work for me. And just that I think the shrine itself is being covered by some branches, but give and take, the picture is good.
Okay.
It's good.
Ayo?
Yeah, it's good. For the branch, there's nothing the photographer can do about it. You can't even touch it. You know, it's a sacred shrine. So it's good because I've been to this So that same groove, the shrine, I've been there several times, and so when I see this picture, I appreciate the photographer more because it was able to, you know, the place it was able to combine the colors to make the place exceptional. Like okay, this is the same shrine that is like this. So for the color, so the person, you know, there are different rules of compositions. We have the rule of thought, we have a symmetry. But when it comes to color, the person was able to maximize. This is not the way the picture was taken from the camera, but while the person was doing the post-production, post-production, was able to, you know, maximize the color more. So you have it pop out. So anytime anybody is trying to take a look at the pictures, you want to look at it the next time. So okay, I think I love this color. And those color, because it's green and brown, you know, there's what we call this color wheel. Yeah, they are complementary. And so it makes it pop out and pleasant for any viewer to want to look. So for that, I think that's good. And I think according to the team, the Wiki Loves It, that also in a way shows the beauty of what we have. Fine, it's a shrine, it's a groove, but it shows the beauty that yes, this is here, and it's still beautiful. You could see the modeling, you could see the house, and I think it's really nice. It's really beautiful.
Okay, so our next photo is from Abolaji Razak. His description says the Ashejiri Reservoir in Oyo State, in the southwest region of Nigeria, on the Osun River, about 30 kilometers east of Ibadan. Ashejiri Reservoir is a dam over Osun River. What does this picture say to you?
Wow, nice. Shows this person is a professional photographer. He's able to understand, I mean, he's able to use the elements of photography. Look at the leading lines to the river. Look at the leading lines also around this, around the sky. And the color is nice, the focus is good, and the story is complete for me.
Okay, for me, one of the things I appreciate about the picture better is the sky. I love the way the person had to compensate for the sky. You know, even though it's trying to make sure the reservoir is well exposed, well lighted, it was still able to expose for the sky a little bit. But yet, it's beautiful. You could say, as I said, you know, the symmetry, the leading lines, but he has a vantage point, which is he was able to take it from an eye point, an eye position. Ordinarily, I would have still, because also we don't have things that are 100% complete. Like it's still perfection. You still have a little things you can adjust. I would have loved to show. There's this like by the left. There's this interesting thing around that side. So I would have loved to have maybe a much more wider spectrum around it, but in all, it's still good.
The wider spectrum is not a case of the kind of lenses.
Thank you. That's exactly my point. He might be limited by the type of lens or the size of lens he has. So I think we'll give it to him. You understand? He was able to expose rightly. The exposure for the sky is nice. That for the water, it's not easy to have that of the sky and the water. And looking at the grains around also, he was able to perfect his exposure technique.
And so it's another thing is, you know, sometimes the mistake most artists or photographers will make again is that while you're trying to do some of those expos, you know, trying to the sky, you will not mix up the color. That when somebody looks at like, no, this is not Nigeria. Nigeria, we don't have this kind of weather here. Why would you have this kind of color popping like this? So it was still able to, even though when they tried to maximize in post-production, it was still able to still manage the colors that it still look real. Like it's not looking like a picture that was taken in far away Tunisia or Algeria. It was still looking like, okay, the normal weather we have here in Nigeria, which is, for me, nice.
Okay, before we move to the next image, let's go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll carry on this conversation with my guest. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Plus TV Africa, and we are still chatting with our friends from Wikimedia Nigeria Foundation as we dissect photos from the Wiki Loves Earth 2019 competition. Before we continue this dissecting, would you want to let people know how to upload their photos for the competition, for those who are interested?
Fantastic. It's simple. The first thing you need to do before you can upload is to have an account.
Okay.
So the same way you have an account is the same way you open an account on any social media account, be it Facebook. It's like the same process. You need to understand that the username you put is really important. You can put your own name, you can put your pseudonym. It depends on the way you want it. So after doing that, then you log in because you have a password already. Then you log in. So while in, you see at the left part, you see the upload file. You go to upload file. So I'll upload file, and then you go to your gallery where the pictures is, and after choosing the picture, then it comes out with another box which shows the description. Now that is really, really important. You could say that while we are trying to look at some of these pictures, no matter, a picture is also important as much as the picture is important. Just like you having a key, you know, when you have a key and then there's no key holder with it, the key might get lost. So as much as we have the picture, description is also important. So you need to carefully put the description. So you have the title, this is the title of the picture. Then after the title, you need to put the description. So describe the pictures, what does this picture entails, what it is all about, and the likes. Then after then you see a part that has to talk about categories. So categories just enter the Wiki Loves Earth Nigeria. But even if you don't put on the categories, what we do as an admin on the page, you'll find a way to add categories to them. And the next thing is just for you to upload. And when you upload, just take a few seconds and it'll tell you your picture has been uploaded. So
and
it's
then
as
you're one
simple as
step
that.
away to 250,000 naira.
Exactly.
All right. Our next image, which this gentleman here will be helping me analyze, is one from Haji Shehu. His description says, Wiki Warm Spring, Yankari Game Reserve and Safari, Bauchi State, Nigeria. What do you think about that?
Wow. Nice color, but my problem with this image is the fallen tree. I do not know if that's how it is naturally, but I think talking about environments, we should have our images as straight as possible. But if that is how the tree is, I think the guy, the author has done a very nice job.
Okay.
However, he cut off some stories. We should, let's see the head view of the tree. Let's see a wider view.
Why? Is it that photographers are obsessed with the sky?
No, it's not about the sky. It's about the story now.
Oh, it's not
being complete. Because you see, in composition, there are rules you have to follow. Then even if you are to break any of these rules, you should do them intentionally. For me, he has cropped in too tight. I think I need a wider view of this tree especially.
Okay.
Also, another thing, I feel the owner of the picture used too many saturation, you know. There are points where the picture is looking a little bit oversaturated, like it's looking saturated. So I think the person used too much post-production, really, and for me, it might not be too encouraged.
All right, our next image is from Shola Sly. The description is very short, Dala Hill, Kano. I think I like the vibe we're getting from the north. They're taking it really serious. So what do you think about this image?
Dala Hill.
Okay.
Okay, Dala Hill.
Dala Hill.
Dala Hill.
Where is this place? Kano, right?
It's in
Yeah,
Kano.
Oh wow, it's beautiful. Like it's beautiful, really. One of the things I appreciate about this picture is the position which the photographer actually took the picture from. And fine, the title of the picture is Dala Hill. But the photographer was able to use our description not to just limit it to Dala Hill, and also use Dala Hill and also the surrounding around. You could see the way the picture is positioned. You could see the rooftops from the various areas. So for me, that's a very beautiful composition. So the artist or photographer understand the need to apply composition. So you understand that, fine, I'm talking about Dala Hill. But if I just put only Dala Hill alone, it would be just like every normal hill. So I was able to compose and put Dala Hill in the middle and then had the surrounding to put different houses, rooftops, and so it makes it much more ideal and beautiful.
But would you say the description did justice to this beautiful image?
The truth is, when you look at the picture, Dala Hill, you're expecting to see Dala Hill, and then you saw Dala Hill, but you are not just enjoying the Dala Hill alone, you're also enjoying the Dala Hill. And also for me, I think the description still did justice. Is Dala Hill is the main center, that's the biggest point in the picture. But the surrounding houses around it also make you appreciate the work of the photographer.
Okay. So let's move on quickly to the next image, which is from Samuel Ayenoje. I hope I got that right. The description says a river flowing from the Mambila Highlands, which flows into the Benue. Ayokanmi?
Okay, it's good, it's beautiful. You know, one thing I love, okay, although not just the photographer, it's just the way the pattern is. I love the way the pattern moves. I love the way it flows down to that hill. So for me, that's like a leading lines there. As I said, sky. I like the way the sky is, but I feel the sky can be more elite, So for me, it's beautiful, and then it shows some little bits of composition elements. At least there, I can see the color composition, I can see the symmetries, the leading lines, and I feel it's really nice.
Okay, the next image is simply described as a waterfall by the author Akintayo Mujib Usman. He added 1, 2, 3, 4 to his name. I don't know what that stands for, but yeah, that's his name. So he has a waterfall.
That's his password.
I hope not. Now,
Oh yeah.
this one, Olawale, what do you
Waterfall. We are not seeing where the water is falling from. Yeah, truly, it should be more appreciative if we can see the fall. Could be from a rock, could be from a tree. But something I like about the image, apart from the color, you know, we've always said that we will critique or analyze based on 4 elements: the composition technique used, the white balance, that's the color, the focus, and finally the exposure. I think all those elements are nice, but the story is not complete.
Yeah.
He didn't show
The framing.
The framing is not nice. The texture is good. I like the texture of the greens especially. And something I like about the water is the creamy nature of the water.
Yeah.
He was able
Exposure.
to use a slower shutter speed, and I'm sure he would have been on a tripod to achieve that focus given the creamy water.
Okay, I think what Ayokanmi will be describing or dissecting the next photo, which is from Hadaza Photo Story Group. The description simply says, "Wither tree in a garden in Ekiti State, Ekiti State University, Ekiti."
Wow. Okay, I think this is beautiful. You know, you could see the tree. For me, the tree alone, you know, wither tree, the tree alone, it's beauty on its own. For me, it shows the beauty of the earth, and then it goes to tell the theme of the Wiki Loves Earth. So you could see the tree, and also the photographer is not just talking about the wither tree as well. He or she is also trying to talk about the sky, also trying to talk about the surrounding, even though the color might be a little bit saturated. But for me, it's nice. I love the composition. I love the way, you know, like now the tree is not cut away. You don't have, it's raw composed. And for me, it shows the beauty of the earth, even while you're talking about a wither tree. So for me, I think it's really nice. For me, I give the photographer 7 over 10.
Okay, our time is almost up, but before we go, I want us to look at this picture. It's from Damilola 111, and it says this is a road layout photo. It is a road link to Lagos Active Food Market. It holds Ikosi and Magodo to the left, and Demori and Alakpere to the right. The location is also holds the first BLT bus stop storage terminal. I feel like I know where he's talking about, right? Ikorodu. Is it not? What's the name of the road again?
Ikorodu Road.
Expressway, right?
Yes, Ikorodu Express.
So, what do you think about the description?
Okay, yeah, the description is detailed enough, like for everybody, because Wiki Loves Earth is not just about Nigeria. We have people all over the world trying to look at entries from Nigeria. So for me, Wiki Loves Earth, because someone will say, okay, Wiki Loves Earth, does it have to be trees? Does it have to be nature? For me, this is still talking about the beauty of Lagos. It shows the beauty of Lagos in a way. I love the way the sky is. I love the way the busyness. It shows the beauty of Lagos. You can when you're trying to describe Lagos, you can use this picture canvas for it.
All right, thank you so much for your time, Mr. Ayokanmi Oyeyemi and Mr. Wright Olawale. Thank you. And of course, if you want to be part of Wiki Loves Earth 2019, you still have a very short window to be part of it. Just Google Wiki or use any search engine you prefer to look for Wikimedia Commons and follow the instructions as you find them. My name is Elsie Godwin. We'll see you when we're ready to dissect the next set of pictures.